G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Welcome once again to the channel. I've got a question today. I've actually, you know what, guys? I'll be very honest. I've been trying to get this news out or this video out for like the last 4 or 5 days, but there's just been too much going on with like the signings of Mason Rudolph, the JJ Watt rumors, the Cole Van Noy stuff I've been bringing up, which I still think could be a possibility he might sign. And Hakeem Butler signing, the cornerback from the Brahmas, Baku. So much going on. And I put this poll out the other day, and I wanted to talk about who starts at left tackle. Now, to be very honest, like at the very beginning, for me, it doesn't overly bother me who starts, but I feel like Jones will end up the starter by the end of the year, if that makes sense. I feel like that Dan Moore will probably start maybe 4 to 6 games before the bye. And once he does that, you might see Jones come in once he learns a bit more and becomes more familiar to the offense. And then we see from the bye, you might see Jones. That's my prediction. My prediction is Dan Moore starts, but then Jones will finish the rest of the year. And it's not a bad thing having depth like that with Dan Moore and also Kevin Dotson. But I asked you guys in a poll a few days ago, got 199 votes. I said, who's going to start week 1 at left tackle? Dan Moore Jr., Broderick Jones, or the best player after camp? Now, we got some really intriguing results here. We got 8% for Dan Moore, 63% for Broderick Jones, the best player after camp. And also, I can also subscribe to that too. I like that. I like the idea that whoever does start, you have to be the best player from camp. Throughout the whole entire process in the 2003 off season, what I've seen as a fan so far is the Steelers are bringing in competition. They're bringing in competition. They're creating depth. They're bringing in guys that want to fight and claw their way to get that 53-man spot. So if you were to put it and say, okay, whoever the best players after camp, that's my guy we're going to start with, I can see that happening. And you might see that Dan Moore might have the edge because he's been there for 2 years already. And the rookie coming in might not just be ready for week 1. However, at the same time, he might blow everyone's socks off and start week 1 and be the clear standout. We won't know until like training camp into preseason when, look, I'm not there. I live in Australia, as you guys know. I'm so far away from, I'm what, 15,000 Am I 15,000 miles or 15,000 kilometers away? I'm so far away from Pittsburgh. I'm not on the ground, but we've got reporters and those kind of dudes that can, give us the insight to that, and we just react to it here, or I just react to it. But to me, if I hear some good news about Jones possibly being the starter, I'm going to go with that. So that was the overall percentages was 8%, 63, and 29. So a good majority of the Steeler Nation wants to see Broderick Jones at 63%. Now, in a recent interview Omar Khan had, right, he started talking about Dan Moore, right? Now, how cool is that? The Khan artist. He started talking about Dan Moore. So this was in a recent interview, and he says about Dan, he says, I'm confident he can play multiple positions. Now, by saying that, if he can play multiple positions, does that mean he can play left and right? Is there a chance that Dan Moore goes to the right-hand side, and you'll see Broderick Jones move to the left? Is that what he's getting at? Possibly, right? He then does expand. Omar Khan, the Khan artist, expands on that and says, there's one thing about our group. If you look at it, there's a lot of versatility there. There's players that can play guard, players that can play guard and tackle, and players that can play center and guard. Guys that can play on the left-hand side or the right side. We have a lot of respect for Dan. Dan's been an awesome Steeler for the last couple of years. It's all going to shake out here before the first game of the season. So it looks like, Steeler Nation, that there is a plan in place, if that makes any sense. It looks like there's a plan in place. They know what's happening. There's a reason why they got Jones from 17 to 14. You put him in camp. Does he win that position? Does he win it outright and protect Kenny Pickett on the left-hand side? I'm okay with that. But I'm also okay with if Dan Moore starts at left and throughout the season it becomes Jones's job, or possibility if Dan Moore may win the other job and go right-hand side. I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with Chooks there. I'm okay. I'm actually okay with the whole O-line, to be honest. This offensive line, when you look at it, right, you've got Mason Cole in the middle, Isaac Siamala. I can't wait to see him play left guard. He's going to be awesome to watch. Kevin Dotson, I think, will back up behind him. Chukwuka 4 on that side too. Nate Herbig to also back up. It's going to be very intriguing to see what happens with the line because this line has got better. The last 2 years gotten so much better. I'm a big fan too of James Daniels. I think he's a rock house too, man. He's huge. So if you had Jones, Ciamalo, and Daniels, this team's going to be massive up front to hopefully run the rock, use Darnell Washington, use Gentry, use Muth to push the ball down the field in the run game. Going to be very exciting. So anyways, guys, thank you for checking out Steeler Nation Australia. And I also thank you guys for the poll the other day. And that's a bit of your insight to what you guys think. If you didn't have a chance to vote in the poll, let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think Dan Moore starts week 1 at left tackle? Or do you think Broderick Jones starts week 1 at left tackle? Or does it matter? Whoever starts, the Steelers are going to win. They're going to run the football. And may the best man win. If it's Dan Moore, may the best man win. If it's Jones, may the best man win. And we're going to run this rock, and Najee and Warren are going to run the rock and get 150 yards combined. Hopefully a few TDs. All righty, guys. You enjoy the rest of your morning, and I'll see you later on.